This year has been one like no other. Moving through a diagnosis of terminal illness. My partner was diagnosed with ALS. And together the two of us danced through a very rich, profound intimacy in laboring for death. It happened really fast. From the day of diagnosis to his death on October 29th, it was a remarkable experience to witness the body dying and aging that fast. I became a nurse. I was a dentist, hygienist. I learned to shave his face, his hair, and be his arms, his hands, his legs. I was everything. So it was a high intensity and demanding time for me, and a time for him of shape-shifting his reality of self. His body weakening, and him having to really accept my support. As a 49-year-old man, it was a big deal. You know, having to let go, accept and let go. And he did it with an amazing amount of courage and strength and grace. Mm-hmm. And so my reaction was to like hold him, hold the space and be there, just be present. I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. I just kept saying, I'm here, I'm here.
There is not some magic good way to deal with the news that you're going to die, or that somebody you love is going to die, or to deal with the grief of somebody dying. It's like you're in a world where you just have to do whatever you can do to get by, and to understand, I think, that a lot of times you don't. A lot of times you can't wrap your head around it, and you are overwhelmed. You have to hold all these different things at the same time. You know, acceptance, not acceptance. And that's just the way it is. It's a mess. For me, I've lived with this person since we were 16. I was always convinced that I would die first. She was incredibly healthy, and then suddenly she received a terminal diagnosis. She had pancreatic cancer. By being the survivor, I was able to be there and support her as best I could, and for her to be able to die at home, which I think was important to her. It was handy in a way because there was such a focus. My job was to take care of her. So I could devote a lot of energy to doing that. You know, preparing meals or medications or sleeping arrangements or cleaning up or whatever. I think if I was to advise somebody who's going to be in a caretaker role, a piece of that is to understand that it's not just about you, and that especially when it comes closer to the end, a person's attention naturally has to go with the process of dying. And part of that is you're not a central figure anymore. That's a possibility. And be okay with that. And it doesn't reflect badly on you.
It takes everything. It takes everything you have to be a caregiver, and to keep giving when you're too tired, to keep giving when you're angry to keep giving when you don't have anything left. It's hard to be as generous with your caring when you're hurting or when you're feeling like you're just too darn tired. And then that's hard on your self-esteem because you feel like, oh, I need to be kind. And I want to be kind. But you can't always make yourself be kind. I just care about being as loving and kind as I can be every day. And apologizing when that's not what happened. And trying again. None of us are perfect.
The exhaustion is a real thing as a caregiver. The reality is that in this situation, I was up every 2 hours through the night for several months, maybe every 4 hours when it was a good night, you know. But my nervous system would wake me up anyways because the call of duty, you know, you just sort of get programmed in. I just kept digging deeper, even though I had some breakdowns. I had some moments that I felt I couldn't carry on. And Troy would be sitting right here in this chair saying to me, I've been waiting for you to fall apart. And I just get back up and keep dancing with him.
You know, I think if you had a stress reduction strategy, it would be to accept and let go. Just focus on what really matters and let the other stuff go. I really have learned to just not care about the little stuff. It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I remember people saying, you've got to take care of yourself to be able to take care of him. And I was like, okay, what does that mean for me? Like, what is self-care for me? And so I did all the things. I did the hot baths. I had, you know, nourishing food. I drank lots of water. I did movement. I did give myself permission to just sit and meditate and not move. So every time I would come out of the bedroom that he was in or out of the space he was in, I would take a deep breath. I would stand and just check in with my body, take note, make a decision that I could take a step forward and keep going in the day. And that would happen several times in the day and night.
There are things that can help, I think, for sure. Family, friends, nature, music, books, poetry. But there are also times when you just have to hang on. And that's your job, is to hang on.
I'm able to give more compassion to myself now. But I'm not real good at self-care. The stuff just drops away. And it kind of becomes almost another thing you have to do. It's like, oh God, I have to do that too. Sorry, not going to happen. I think the thing about self-care is that it isn't going for a spa treatment. It could be, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be a really good visit with a friend. It could be sitting outside and looking at the beauty. It could be looking into the eyes of people you love. You know, there's so many ways to regenerate your spirit. And it's the spirit that takes a huge battering in this process.
We all need to be grounded and take time to take care of ourselves. You know, being there for others is good, but we need to take care of ourselves too, our health, so we can carry on. And especially going out into the forest there, that's our church, where all the cedar is, nature, the water. So you ever feel heavy, down, that's what you do. I have a special tree that I go to, a cedar tree, a big tree. So when I start feeling heavy, that's where I go and work on myself and brush myself down. We use a lot of that in ceremony. It's our medicine. Like our people always use it for when our people journey. And you see it around the casket. And I don't mind sharing our medicine with anybody because it's not just for us, it's for everybody that needs that uplifting in life.